Welcome back, everybody. January 6th. Oh, there's another little drop over there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that in. With an action cam, you don't have a lot of optical distance. It just doesn't pick stuff up. It doesn't make things blurry. It just doesn't pick things up. Publicly access fishing site. Very cool. Don't have a lot of time today, so we are blasting up this road, and you're gonna be like, oh no, not again. Well, we're gonna do something a little different today. We're gonna talk about my very dirty Spyder, but we are about 35,000 miles, 34,940.8. So perfect time to do a 35,000 mile review. Normally I would do it walking around the Spyder, but why walk around the Spyder when we come out here and have better views? Like I said, this is a 2020. Seems like a lot of water's coming down through here. Huh. All right. 2020 Can-Am Spyder. I did buy it new in 21, I do believe. So, you know, we got a COVID Spyder. And so let's go over the issues I've had with my 2020 Can-Am Spyder. Okay, that's it. No, just kidding. I've only had two issues. One of the issues was they just didn't know how to put this thing together at the dealer. My goodness, they were definitely close. So the dealer prep wasn't the best. They never hooked up my antenna. They put my antenna on, but they didn't put the wire underneath it. And then they never put any air in the rear air shock. So not anything too crazy. And that's basically the only issues I've had with the Spyder. Now, this is an F3T, and I have the upgraded coast-to-coast seat on this, and I did not do my research. I had no clue that this Spyder was recalled with that seat. And what was going on was the rear seat was not... Ooh, it's chilly back here. Was not pressing that 2-up switch. I'm assuming, and it's just me assuming, that it's a better seat, so the plastic tray is a little harder, a little firmer, and it just was not engaging that switch. That's nice. So what they've done is they put a plug on the end of the seat, so anytime the seat is attached, it is permanently pressing down that switch. Well, with me not knowing that, this thing always thought it was 2-up, and how I ride at times is not crazy, but I do come into corners kind of quick, kind of spirited, and the Spyder was thinking I was 2-up, so it was always applying the brakes, thinking I was 2-up, and the stability control was just lighting up. Didn't know. So I was eating through brakes on this thing. I've had multiple Can-Am Spyders, multiple thousands of miles on the Can-Am Spyder. Never have I gone through brakes every under 10,000 miles. And I don't know, I think what happened, I was just on BRP site, and I saw that there was a recall on that seat. So what I've done to remedy this is when I'm a single rider, I take the seat off, I pull that switch button out, I rotate it, set it back down on there, put the seat on, so now it can't be pressed. Now when I'm 2-up, either with my daughter coming down from Ohio or with my wife, I lift the seat up, rotate it, snap it back into play, put the seat on. Now it thinks I'm 2 up, even though I'm not. My wife gets on, we go for a ride. So after I did that, it's been normal brake wear and tear, right? So I can usually get about 20,000 miles out of a set of back tires. I can get about 20,000 miles out of a set of brake pads. The only other issue I've had was normally I can get about 45,000 miles out of a set of tires. Did not realize this thing was way out of alignment. The dealer stated they did a alignment on this before they even sold it. They stated it's a laser alignment, but it ate through the tires in 20,000 miles. They were like, nope, that's normal. It's not. It is not normal to go through the new generation of tire in 20,000 miles. 45,000 miles, easy, on every single one of my Spyders on the front tires. Besides that, the only other thing I've done is oil changes and an air filter. I've done the 25,000 mile, I think it's 25 or 29,000 mile transmission filter and an air filter. I'm really thinking hard on this Spyder. That's it. Still on the same drive belt. I go through those usually about 35,000, 40,000 miles. So, you know, I'm coming up to that. So every time I walk up to it, I look at it, see how it's sitting in there. When that belt wears, you can see a gap between where the teeth are and where it rides on the pulley. That is super pretty, and I never get to look over that way when I'm riding. Paint's held up wonderful. I did live in Ohio, so this thing has seen some salt. So I do have some corrosion on this Spyder. I buy my Spyders to ride, not to sit in a garage. So, you know, it is what it is at that point in time. I'm okay with how it looks underneath. And if I go to sell it, I'll make sure people are aware of that, especially if I sell it down here. But yeah, it's been a great Spyder. Knock on wood, knock on my helmet. No issues. No transmission issues, no engine issues. You know, the only issues that I've had is from where the dealers touched it and where there was a recall. And I just wasn't educated that there was a recall on this seat. If you have all the other seats, it doesn't affect you. It's only the coast-to-coast seat that recall affects. Campsite, monthly sites available. That is for the snowbirds, because it is 83 degrees down here in Texas, and it's cold up north. Ooh, I bet if I come through here with some speed, I can kind of like do a little hop over that. What is up with people? They are like digging that double yellow line today. What is that, like the third vehicle? Yes, the Spyder needs washed. I'm aware of that. Coming up on the third water crossing. But yeah, no, I've been very happy with this Spyder. So this river gets a lot of people that tube down the river. After the tubers leave, the fishermen come out. And I'm shocked I have not seen any today. But it is early. It's I don't know, 4 o'clock, 4:30. As I point everybody into the sun, we can't see anything. The things I have done aftermarket wise, I bought these mirrors shake. and I bought the little kit from Le Monster. I have not installed them yet. I have the ultimate floorboards by Le Monster. I just picked up the rear passenger floorboards now as I flirt with that line. I do have a ram mount going into, what is that? The quad lock with the vibration dampener. In the summer, I don't want to put my phone up here, so I bought a cheap tablet that does CarPlay, and I use that. But when it's cool out, I throw my phone back up on there as I have the hiccups. I did go with a K&N air filter because I like the sound of the intake on these things. It's your call if you want them or not. I had one on my last Spyder, sold it at 84,000, 83,000 miles, never had an issue with that air filter. I got the shelf that is on the passenger. Let's just walk around. Let's just stop. Walk around. We'll stop right here. We'll let it run. Boom. Pier's running boards, both the front, the rear. I have the factory backrest that I just installed because I was too fat to put it on there. I have the passenger one that I took off of my F3. I have the shelf. Here's the antenna. They didn't put the wire underneath. It was super simple. After I went through and it just didn't have any reception, took that off, found the wire sitting underneath there, put it back on. I cut the bottom flap off on my mud flap because I couldn't see my tire, and I like to see the tread, so when I walk up on it, I know the tread life on it. I do have heated gear for myself, and I have another heated gear lead under here. Factory shocks both front and rear. I do have aftermarket tires on the front and the back. Of course, I got some camera mounts on here. And that's it. I love the floorboards. They do have a little vibration in them all the time because they're mounted rigid. My wife likes the rear floorboard. She's been on it once since I put them on. EBC brakes, just the pads, front and rear. Still have the factory rotors. I usually use a full synthetic oil. This time around, I have in it now the BRP full synthetic, but I just ordered Le Monster's full synthetic oil change kit. I have this so I can put my heated gear troller on there so I can, adjust my heated gear that I don't really need down here in Texas. I've used it once. 12 volt outlet from Le Monster. Anything else? I don't think so. Wife got me a cute little license plate frame that says Can-Am Spyder and Great Rides, the YouTube channel. And that's it. Like I said, the paint's holding up beautiful. The Spyder's holding up beautiful. It is filthy dirty. No oil leaks. No tranny issues. So I've been happy with it. Got a big old truck coming. We're going to mosey on out here in time. So like I said, most of this life of this Spyder has been up north in Ohio. I've only been down here 2 years in New Braunfels, Texas. So, I mean, I think it's held up pretty good. I used to ride about 20,000 a year, but that's dropped off. I'm not running away from a crazy ex-wife, if you understand what I am saying. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, I knocked out not a lot of miles this year, about 6,200, 6,300. And no issues with the Spyder. So definitely drop questions below. How many miles you got on your Spyder? How many miles do you ride on your Spyder? What do you have on there that's not factory? And have you had any issues? I've had them. I've had the Lemon Law Spyder, I want to correct this. I didn't go after the lemon law, but BRP threw in some money to buy me a new Spyder. It was a 2014 STS. I spent way too much time in the shop. Then I had the F3, base model F3. It was a 2015 with the box shocks, big pulley on the back. Transmission went out in that thing, you know. So I've had issues with Spyders. But this one's been solid. I mean, my last one was solid too. You know, anything can happen. You can get a bad component on any Spyder. That Spyder went 84,000 miles, and I loved it. I loved it. I wish I could get it back. I really do. So I will let everybody go. If you could, please give me a big old thumbs up. Stay safe. Drop a comment below. I'm back into where I have some time and I'm answering these comments. So if you got any questions, please drop them below. Yep, fisherman. And we'll get them answered. And that's it. That's my review of my 2020 Can-Am Spyder F3T. I hope you enjoyed it. It's fun. Bye, everybody.